The oath is not forged in comfort. It is not spoken in the warmth of the marketplace or in the laughter of the crowd. The oath is carved in blood on the threshing floor, when wheat is torn from husk and the wind scatters what was false. Your feelings may rage like waves of the sea, tossed by every wind, but the oath does not bow to the storm. When thou vowest a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he hath no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, verse 4. The oath is sacred, the oath is covenant, the oath is stronger than the trembling of your flesh. Israel wept in the wilderness. Their mouths cried for Egypt when manna fell from heaven. Their hearts quaked at giants, though the Lord had already split the sea for them. Feelings betrayed them, but covenant remained. The Lord said, I am the Lord, I change not. The God who thundered from Sinai did not bend to their moods. The oath he swore to Abraham was not broken by their fear. So it is with you. You cannot build your faith on the sand of your emotions. When the storm comes, and it always comes, only stone will stand. Hear the psalmist. Though my flesh and my heart fail, God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. David's tears filled his bed. His soul sank into despair, but the covenant still crowned him king. Jeremiah cursed the day of his birth, yet the word of the Lord burned in his bones like fire shut up in his heart. Even Christ in Gethsemane, sweating blood beneath the olive press, prayed not as feelings cried, but as obedience commanded. Not my will, but yours. The oath is sacred. The oath is obedience. The oath is faith that does not flinch when flesh trembles. Look to the watchtower at midnight. The watchman does not leave his post because he feels weary. He does not abandon his wall because loneliness claws at him. He holds, he endures. For the city sleeps, and if he leaves, ruin comes. So it is with you. Your oath is not upheld by how you feel, but by whom you serve. You are not sworn to your comfort. You are sworn to the King of Zion. But I turn to you now, and I throw the gauntlet at your feet. If the Lord called you to stand today, stripped of every comfort, would you stand or break? This is the first strike. Answer not with lips, but with marrow. A soldier who fights only when he feels strong is no soldier at all. Faith that bows to feelings will fall before the enemy, but faith that clings to oath will outlast the night. So strap the armor of God upon your frame. Belt of truth fastened. Breastplate of righteousness unyielding. Shield of faith lifted against the flaming darts. Helmet of salvation set firm. Sword of the Spirit, two-edged and living. Above you the banner of Jehovah Nissi unfurls. The Lord is my victory. Not because you feel it, but because he said it. And his word is oath. The march is long, and the dust clings like shame. Your feelings whisper, turn back. It is too heavy. It is too far. But the oath is not bound to the tongue of feelings. The oath is bound to the word that cannot lie. Elijah fled into the wilderness, praying that he might die. Feelings told him it was over, that the fire on Carmel had meant nothing, that Jezebel's threat was louder than heaven's thunder. But in the cave at Horeb came not earthquake, not fire, but a whisper. The oath of God still stood, and the whisper carried more weight than the howl of his despair. David wept until he had no more strength to weep, when Ziklag lay in ashes and his men spoke of stoning him. But the scripture says, David strengthened himself in the Lord his God, not in his feelings, not in his despair. He sought the ephod, he sought the oath, and the Lord restored what was stolen. Feelings screamed defeat, but covenant declared pursue, for you shall recover all. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. Look at Joseph in chains, accused falsely, abandoned by brothers, forgotten by men. His feelings must have cried, "God has forsaken me." But the oath carried him from prison to palace in a single day. The dreams given in youth were not fantasy, they were covenant. Your feelings can betray you, but the oath of the Lord is an anchor that does not break. Do not envy Babylon, fat and laughing. Their towers rise, but they crumble like Babel. Do not envy Egypt, proud with idols. Their chariots drowned when the sea folded back. Lift your eyes instead to Zion, city whose lamp is the Lamb. Your inheritance is not fragile. Your oath is not sealed in ink, but in blood. And now I halt the march, and I fix my eyes upon you. What sin, what chain, still holds your sword arm from striking? This is the second strike. Name it, for the chain you refuse to break will break you in the hour of trial. No man can carry both idol and cross. No soldier can march in both armor and fetters. Choose. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. Look to the valley of dry bones, skulls bleached, silence thick as death. Yet the word of the Lord came, "Son of man, can these bones live?" And the bones rattled, sinew wrapped them, breath filled them. An army rose from ruin. Faith that stands on oath and not on feelings can yet rattle the bones of despair into life. Chains fall when praise rises. Paul and Silas, bruised and bloodied, sang hymns in the midnight prison. The earth shook, doors flew open, chains broke. Not by key, but by thunder of heaven. Feelings said silence, but the oath said sing. And the song shattered the dark. The altar still burns. The torn veil still hangs. The tomb is still empty. These are not feelings, they are facts. Covenant carved in eternity. Your shepherd still walks with staff and rod. Even in the valley of shadow, he prepares a table before you. Even in wilderness, he gives manna you did not earn. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. The mountain rises, steep and merciless. Its stones cut your feet, its winds claw your face. Feelings will tell you, turn aside, the climb is too high. But the oath commands, ascend. For Sinai shook with fire when the voice of the Lord descended. For Carmel burned when fire consumed the drenched altar. The mountain is not your enemy, it is your meeting place. Flesh may tremble, but covenant speaks louder than flesh. You climb with scars on your body, but scars are not shame. They are the script of faith, written in blood and endurance. The enemy points at your wounds and mocks. You are finished. But Christ shows his pierced hands and proclaims, it is accomplished. Every scar is seed. Every bruise is prophecy. Every tear is counted in the chalice of the Lord, none wasted. Your feelings may curse your scars, but the oath calls them crowns. Now pause. The march halts. The watch in the night is not for noise, but for silence. Strip away the words, strip away the excuses, and ask, when the trumpet sounds and the gates close, will your name be found among the faithful or the fallen? This is the final strike. Do not answer lightly. Tremble if you must, but tremble toward obedience. For only covenant endures beyond the grave. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. The enemy will mock as he always has. He mocked Nehemiah's wall, saying foxes could topple it. Yet the wall stood stone upon stone. He mocked David, calling him boy with sticks. Yet the sling shattered the skull of the giant. He mocked Christ on the cross, daring him to come down. Yet the cross did not break the sun. It broke hell itself. Feelings might quake at mockery, but covenant laughs last. Lift your eyes higher. See the heavens torn open as at Jordan when the Spirit descended like a dove. See the lampstands among which Christ walks, his face shining as the sun. See the white stone with a new name, hidden for the faithful. See the crystal river flowing from the throne, clear as glass, unstoppable, eternal. See the new Jerusalem, radiant as a bride. This is your inheritance, not the shifting sands of your emotions, but the unshakable oath of God. You are the prodigal, yet the Father runs still. You are the broken vessel, yet the potter remakes you with his own hands. You are the midnight watchman, weary but faithful, awaiting the dawn. You are the warrior, consecrated by fire, sharpened for the final field. The air grows thin, but the Spirit fills your lungs. The weight grows heavy, but the cross becomes your strength. Feelings would cast you down, but oath drives you upward. The summit is near, the ridge is in sight, and beyond it waits not the emptiness of despair, but the fullness of promise. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. The summit breaks open before you. The storm you feared lies shattered behind, and the horizon burns with holy fire. Here the oath is proven. Here the covenant thunders louder than every whisper of flesh. The oath is sacred, not your feelings. Lift your head, warrior. You are not defined by moods that rise and fall like waves. You are not bound by grief that surges like tide. You are bound by the word of the living God, unchanging, unyielding, unbreakable. The Lord who split the Red Sea, who shattered Jericho's walls, who raised his son from the tomb, lays his hand upon your shoulder now. Do not tremble. Stand. For faith built on oath cannot be moved. The banner of the Lord unfurls on the wind. Jehovah Nissi, the Lord our victory, flies above the battlefield of your soul. The trumpet sounds not as terror, but as summons, and the armies of heaven ride, clothed in white, upon horses of fire. They descend not for ruin, but for restoration. And you, yes you, are called to ride among them, shield upon arm, sword of the Spirit blazing in hand. Your feelings cannot grant you that place, but your oath can. Faith that clings to oath is faith that wins the war. Remember Ezekiel's valley, bones rattling, sinew binding, breath filling. An army rose where despair had reigned. Remember Gethsemane, blood pressed from sweat, yet obedience triumphing over anguish. Remember the tomb, stone rolled away, death undone forever. These are not feelings, these are facts. They are covenant written in history, unerasable. So hear now the call. Do not falter when night returns. Do not yield when chains rattle in memory. Do not bow when Babylon flaunts its gold. Stand. Stand as watchman on the wall, trumpet in hand. Stand as servant with lamp trimmed and burning. Stand as warrior anointed by fire, consecrated for battle. Stand as prodigal restored, robe on shoulder, ring on hand. Stand as vessel remade, cracks sealed by the potter's touch. Your oath is your anchor, not your feelings, for the promise is sure. What was torn, he weaves again with double thread. What was emptied, he fills until it overflows. What was stolen, he restores in his time. The years the locusts have devoured will yet be redeemed. The covenant does not sway with your moods. It does not bend with your despair. It is written in blood, sealed in resurrection, crowned in eternity. And when the final trumpet sounds, when Zion's gates blaze open, when the roll is called before the throne of the Ancient of Days, you will not be found among the broken, nor the fallen, nor the forgotten. You will be numbered among the faithful, crowned, armored, whole. So rise, lift the sword, fix your eyes upon the hill where salvation was won. The cross still stands, the tomb is still empty, the covenant is still sealed. The oath is sacred, not your feelings.